Okay, you guys, turn this down. Welcome in. Um, wow. It has been a while for me, and sorry, guys, I haven't been able to come on. First, I want to thank you, was gifted a membership. Thank you, Nothing But Love, for the $20 super sticker and for gifting a membership. You guys, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. All of you here are really my backbone to what I do, right? Because, like I always say, this part of my world and this part of my life is here on YouTube. And people know me for who I am, correct? Yes, but many people haven't plugged in to listen for their own individual reasons. Mainly, I think, because it makes them uncomfortable. But it's not comfortable talking about what I'm talking about here. It's not comfortable to show information that I see and believe to be true because I see it, and it was shown to me before I even met Summer Moon. It's uncomfortable to talk about. But if we consistently feel uncomfortable talking about children that are taken and just gone, and they're taken for sex trafficking, drugs, to be sold, the underground railroads, the underground tunnels, who's going to talk about it? How does that bring the children justice? It doesn't do anything if we don't talk about it and make ourselves uncomfortable. So I get it. I totally get why this conversation sucks. And I totally get how people will come in and be nasty and be rude and put their thumbs down like a 12-year-old. But it's just because it's uncomfortable, you guys. I don't even know what other word to use. Hi, Muffin Top. Welcome in. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, it's been a kooky last couple weeks, actually, from COVID to personal things. Parents get older and they need you, and that is what has happened. And they are priority, so I go to their side, and when that happens, I'm just not in a space to go on. It doesn't work well for me because when I'm on, for those that don't know, I work through voice, I work through spirit, and I allow it to center me and guide me. And that doesn't work for me when I'm stressed under family health issues. I can't fake it, and I can't do it. I thought I was going to be able to, but it just never happened. So all's in the right direction, and I'm able to get a little breather right now, and I feel comfortable, and there's a lot to be said here. I do turn on YouTube occasionally. I do get all of your incredible emails, and thank you for that, and all of your messages and comments. I get them all, you guys. Even if I'm not answering back, thank you for your prayers. I hear you, and it all filters through me. So on that note, I want to welcome everybody in. Let's start from the beginning. So, all my subscribers. I don't know if I put it, did I put it to subscribers only? All right. Muffin Top, for those who don't know. My amazing mod is here. I'm Bernie. Welcome in. Colleen, BC. Nothing But Love, of course, with that super chat. Thank you, and thank you for the gifted membership. Jean, how you doing? Moving down the aisle here. Colleen, Jean, Bernie, BC. I don't know how else to do this other than starting from the beginning. I'm sure there's a better way, but I don't know how. And I see there are other people in here. If you could take a moment to, hi Shazam, to subscribe and to, hi Brenda, was gifted a membership. Hi Brenda, Bradford, welcome with that new membership. To subscribe and to put your thumbs up before we get started, because you're going to like what I have to say. You're going to, I think that today's presentation, like I say with all of them, I've been using presentations to kind of circle back around to the beginning and then back to the present, because in the Summer Moon Wells case, which I call the Summer Moon Wells Missing Children, it encompasses thousands of children of no name, no justice, nothing. Those kids have been taken and forgotten. And there are children that have been taken and not reported, not heard of. They are taking the less fortunate, children with disease, children with disorders, Down syndrome, I say all the time. I see it within my third eye. I see the children beneath the pictures. Now, when I say I look at Summer Moon Wells and I see other children, you're not going to, I'm giving a reading. You're not going to, maybe some people will, but you're not all going to see what I see. Everyone's reality in truth is different. And what you see compared to the person next to you will never be the same. Will never be the same. Because everyone's reality in the moment of that moment is different. It's different. So you might be looking at this picture today, and most of you who have been following Summer Moon know what this is. It's her from the church on either side, and the middle one is from her first vigil. And then there might be some people looking at this and like it looks like a mishmash. What I do here is give you a reading of what I see, and what I'm doing is bringing justice to the children. I mean, to the best of my knowledge. You know? How did you know I was putting on lotion? Colleen, how did you know that? I just put lotion on my hands. Did you hear me rubbing my hands together? Yeah, I just put lotion. Yes, because I washed my hands before I came on, and my hands, they just get so dry, right? There are certain elements that I call Summer Moon Wells elements that are very, very strong. And they've been shown to me since day one. This little face here at her first vigil, and Summer shouldn't be at her first vigil, but spiritually she was. So I see Summer here at the vigil. This here is at the church. This here tells me that the people at the church were also at the vigil, and they also know where Summer is. So that's how my readings go. Maybe tomorrow I'll look at this, I'll be like, a different message. I'll say, Don and Candace, hello, where the fuck is your daughter? Maybe that's what I'll say tomorrow. Today I'm telling you that between these 3 photos, they know what happened to Summer. They know what happened to Summer. You see, for me, it's that easy. I don't put any thought into what I'm about to say. I just say it. Summer is right here at her vigil. The elements from this ritual show in not only the church's information and the vigil's information, but this is the same information I find in what I call the YouTube families. Now, the YouTube families are the young generation, Beestons, Della, Kenda D, the Kents, Lauren and Ari, Matt and Abby, the Fish fam, LeBrant fam, the Stewart fam, Taylor and Sophie. You guys, I have a file in all of these. Now, I am not saying that each and every one of those families are taking children for the sake of the ritual and having babies for the sake of the ritual. I am not saying that those families are being paid to take these children for the resurrection. I'm not saying that. What I'm telling you is each and every one of those families show me information in which I could bring justice to the children. Information that shows inside each one of these families represents the Idaho 4, Kylie Rodney, Gabby Petito. Example. This is from the Beeston Bunch or the Kent family. Now, this is called a frame between a frame. Okay? A frame between a frame helps me pull information to show the truth. Okay? And this is it. This here that the Beeston Bunch show is exactly the same image that Maddie showed on her Facebook page. If you look into the smallest little corner, you see a child that looks not like any child that should be in this photo. Let me brighten it up. This situation here is what I call Summer Moon Wells situation. The Kylie Rodney situation. Thank you, Jean Warren. Welcome. Yes. There's images like this to the authorities. There's got to be a time and a place and a time, not a fucking place, a time that what you've been doing isn't going to work. So if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And that is nothing in these cases because they're using social media, deep fake images, and ways that you just are not looking at the facts beneath the deep fake. because you think they're just images. They're not. I have the Idaho 4 in situations like this. I have one of Kylie Rodney of Summer Moon Wells. There's got to be a time that images that show up in a fucking family video that is about all of these families, you guys are friends. They're all on each other's videos. They're all friends. They all go to one common place. Hawaii. 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 They build many, many, many houses between all of them. The wood, the building for the resurrection, they're all on the same page. They're all doing the same thing. Now, do you think that that's something that should be in the Kent family's video? Why is it there? Do they know it's there? This right here is nothing more than what I showed you, the Idaho 4. It's the same shit. But until the authorities, if they're allowed to talk about it, hone into information like this, you're going to find squat. Nothing. Nothing. Kylie Rodney. You guys, this is Kylie with her boyfriend on the dock. That is the same face I show over and over and over. I don't give a rat's ass how crazy it looks. Nor do I give a rat's fucking ass how crazy someone thinks it is that this matches. This is Maddie's picture that she had on her Facebook page. You guys, Maddie only had 6 photos on her Facebook page. Now let me tell you something. Each one of these photos tells the story of these children, tells her story. I see it. I hear it. There are babies. These kids have been chosen to do whatever they're doing because they were chosen to do it. You see, there are no coincidences in the cases that I'm talking about. There isn't anything that I'm showing here that is a crock of shit. I am following to the best of my ability what I know to be true to educate and entertain. Because everything I do here falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. There is a reason that this dumb fucking photo was one of her very last photos that she chose to keep up. This photo, you guys, is a fucking match. right here. This here, right down here, this human, look at this. This is what I call the Summer Moonwell's cases. And the closer I speak about it, the more information that splurts out of my mouth. We get people that come in here, and I call it an affirmation. And a thumbs down is my affirmation, because what just happened, I'm psychic, is that somebody told somebody else to come on in here. The person that put the thumbs down, you were told to come here and do that. So that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Like, I see that shit. And why is it that this is being protected? And it's being protected by people that are making hundreds and thousands, if not millions of money, discussing it on YouTube. The people that are creating it are the ones that are making the most money on YouTube. That's how I see it. And the ones that come in and put the thumbs down are the spineless, dickless people that don't speak up. They are so fearful of standing up for themselves that all they can do is hide in the shadows and put a thumbs down. Most likely, I say it all the time, that is the same person that was a bully in high school. That was probably the same person that pushed someone down on the playground in kindergarten. You see, it's not that person's fault. They haven't pivoted. They haven't looked another way to solve something. You see? And that's okay here. Why? Because they don't know any differently. The world is where we are because nobody is willing to look, to pivot, to look behind them, to look to the left and say, you know what? The person next to me sees it differently. But instead, they walk with blinders on. And the blinders aren't going to bring any kind of justice or peace or anything. Nothing. But, hey, there's a group of us here that see it differently. That doesn't mean we're right or wrong. It just means it's different. That's it. Period. Different. Nothing more. That's it. You don't like how we see it and it bothers you and it upsets you. You can't handle it and be an adult and be a mature person. Change the channel. There are a lot of other channels that have a lot of other things to say about missing children. I don't see anybody bringing shit together and bringing in elements that match. No one's talking about it. I show this all the time, the triangle. This triangle, I follow. We're going to find this shape to be important one day. It's something that was created right in the beginning whenever there is equipment, that has been created to make sure that the placement of these things is correct within the universe. And this here was created by Robert Vaughn. And it all matches. What I see is these little pieces have something to do with the resurrection and the rebuilding. When they rebuild these homes and they're building within the ground, these pieces become part of what goes beneath the ground. Yeah, Candace Wells, I do agree with you. It will be in the same category as a John Wayne Gacy. This here, this is the same thing that I'm speaking of, you guys. The same pieces that they show Summer Moon Wells with, and the same piece that they show in the church with the church people. It's the maroon thing. That is what's in that little space. Let me make it bigger. It is, oh my goodness, you guys, I just had a deja vu. Oh, that's crazy. I don't get those often. I literally just got deja vu. This here is here. The L, there's an F, is here. This little section here, which comes from the church. This, which comes from the church. Wait. This is the same thing. Wait. Oh, there it is. As that. Because I believe that is, these are parts that are placed within the ground. And a lot of people that weren't here in the beginning of Summer Moon Wells, Xaname's information was critical as well as that other guy that used to go out on these sailboat. And it speaks to me. And they go out in the water and they place these things, and I see it. And there's certain people within the YouTube community that play part. I don't know how else to say it. They just play part. You're looking at really funny photos, but that's all what it tells me. That's what it tells me. And I don't know why I get that information from this. But it's all in a system. It's all hooked together, it's just all hooked together. Don Wells and Candace really, really told their daughter's story so very well. So very well. Don and Candace started telling the story before they announced their daughter was gone. You know why? Because the story had to be planned. They had to put together these videos. They had to create the story. They had to create the social media. They had to create the script. So when they showed information like this, and they're telling you that this is the Appalachian Fairground, this is the fair that they went to right before Summer went missing, all I see is the hole in the ground beneath the deep fake, because you could see that whatever they put together here, they're layered in. They layered in the white piece of equipment. Now, I'm no FBI person, and this isn't my expertise. I'm just here to read and give you readings. This, to me, is a evidence showing that they're the ones who put that white thing there. See that picture in the front, the white piece of equipment? They moved it forward. You guys, it's underground that I see. It's the railroad system. It's the underground information that's being covered up. Now, I don't have to sit here and figure out how to bust them or exactly where it is. I see where it is. It's underground, and it's under these things, like at the carnivals. The authorities could look at this and see something's wrong with it. What I'm telling you is whoever created these videos, all they're doing is covering up the truth. Don and Candace know the truth. They're the ones who made all the videos that I cover. Look at the difference between these two. Look in the ground. Beneath the equipment. Underground. The fact that you see this kind of an image, you don't have to see crack shit or agree with me. The fact that it's created like this and that there's a hole in the ground, to me would be enough to question them. So, Don, Candace, why is it that these two photos are showing that? You guys, it is the same cage cover that I have been seeing before I even saw Summer Moon. This here, you guys, is critical. It goes down correctly, so it's a cylinder. It's everything you guys are saying. This was one of their very first videos that was so critical for them to blast all over the YouTube channels. And then you notice this. Changes. They are showing underground. And this is from the parents of the child that everyone is praying for. This is what I call deep fake. What's created on the top is the deep fake. What's underneath is the truth. The way that they are moving these children and grabbing these children and just got gone children is because they are being slipped away. They're being slipped away. And they leave bits of information to follow. Now, if I brighten this up and nobody wants to fucking follow it, forget that. No one wants to talk about it. Right there. So what I'm saying, you guys, is they're speaking the story. And the question is, the people that are putting these videos together, either they know it's there or they don't know it's there. Very simple. Brian Kohlberger, to the right. The policemen, the videos that they show of Brian Kohlberger, they all have these freaking masks on their face. Is that really the police that they're showing? Like, what's happening? Like, someone has to look into this shit. Someone has to know why this is showing information on top of each other. But it's not just on top of each other. The elements match what's underneath it. Dance moms. The dancing channels. I feel the spirits of the children through the dance moms. I feel the spirit of the children through those channels of those young kids that start so young and they continue. The spirit of the children comes right through their faces. And there are different faces beneath that don't match the person that's speaking. They don't. They're different eyes. They're different lips. They're different bone structure. They're different hair. Each and every one of these photos shows different people beneath the creator that's speaking. The information that shows are elements that are cookie cutters across the board. So, example. This here, this is just a small example. This here is supposed to be Ryan Upchurch. This is Ryan Upchurch. Now, Ryan Upchurch doesn't have lips like that and a nose like that. But that V right there, that V, it's a cookie cutter. It's an element. It speaks to the people that are listening. The mask within here and the person within here isn't Ryan Upchurch. So it's not about Ryan. And the one to the right, it's not about whatever her name is. She's a really good channel. I can't even think of it right now. But their faces combine. Like, I see her face and his face, and why is that? Pay attention, authorities. I need you to pay attention because there are people that show up. Yeah, she's got a great channel. Christina, yeah, she does. It's not about her because she does. But her face pops up in Ryan Upchurch's face. What does that mean? I have no idea. They look alike. This guy that was at Cracking Cases, you guys, is no longer around. They were the first ones on the scene when Summer went missing. One of the very first people. This dude was at the Summer's first vigil. The guy to the right shows up at Candace's events. These people, this guy shows himself. This lady, now if they're the same, shows herself. In Sebastian's case, she was the lady that was interviewed. Though I don't know if it was her or not. That's just what I see. At the Sebastian story. But she's also the lady that's friends with Candace and friends with this guy, and they all do the same events with the Wells. These three people have a fucking story to tell. Okay? They have a story to tell. And I don't know what that story is, but I don't know why the authorities haven't kind of put these faces together. I don't. But they appear. And the fact that she was interviewed for Sebastian's videos, why? Now she may be like, it wasn't me. I don't care. That's what I saw. So that brought me to this reality. So maybe you weren't interviewed. But whatever that whole story is that I just said brought me to this photo. This photo. Guys, there's something like this going on. And the people that I'm showing here show this stuff on their YouTube channels. You know, I've always tried to ask Ryan Upchurch, why is it that your channel is just giving me so much information, but you're not acknowledging that it's doing that? Like, why can't you just say something that your photo is strange looking? That's you. But the reason I'm pointing it out is because that's what shows up in these videos. Andrew Hilt. This photo I'll never get rid of. This photo is simply mesmerizing. I feel that this symbolizes what's going on with these children and these babies and these embryos and whatever the fuck they're doing. I'm shown photos to show you guys the story. And this comes from Andrew's video, and it's almost like a peaceful photo. So I would think that there's something about this that symbolizes the child at peace already. This is underground. This is in a space. But it's the feeling of like this. That photo reminds me of the photos that I pulled together of these fetuses that they show constantly, but yet they're not embryos. They're very strange looking. They look like toddlers, but yet on an embryo body. Let me turn this for you and show you what I mean. So in the middle, this here and this here give me the same feeling. Gives me the same spiritual feeling. Calmness after the storm. Let me put this up. Oops. Here. Of calmness after the storm. It's a process, you guys. This is a process. Where's my... Oh, there it is. You know, and there are a lot of people that know this process. I see Dawn kissing her face at this swing. I see Dawn kissing her face. I changed the coloring. Do you do this with the homestead people? I'm just wondering. I would like to know because sometimes I see things in there. Yeah, homestead people. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I could look into it. Do you see Don's face? Here, I did it in different colors. He's kissing her. She has no eyes. She's bruised. She is going through sacrifice. She's beaten. She's in bad shape. But yet there's a father figure kissing her. Kissing her. See if I could widen it. Here, I'll widen it so you see his face bigger. So here. This is the swing video. That's, to me, Dawn. And I've shown this of summer all beaten. It's awful. And this cotton guy's icon is to me the face of the devil. And this was 3 years ago when his icon was like this. I doubt it's still like that. But that icon was just like Don's icon that showed the number 5. You know, this cotton guy, it symbolizes sacrifice. It just symbolizes what these things look like, what they're doing. It's not as if it's being hidden. The elements are there for people to see them. The elements that I see in the John Wayne Gacy videos are no different from the elements that I'm showing you today. They're no different. They're no different from when I was back showing this girl's videos who's no longer on, because whoever's hand is on top of her hand, it's not her hand. And she's by herself. Nobody questioned it. No one questioned it. It's a whole video of someone underground in a tunnel. Tina. No one questioned the fact that there's a hand on top of her hand. No one questioned this of Tina's. The face that you see here is no different than Summer's. Look at Summer's lips. Look at her eye. This is underground in the tunnels. I believe Tina's videos brought us here. John Wayne Gacy to the left. Robert Vaughn's workshop to the right. I see them as the same. Summer Moon Wells inside this cylinder is something I'll consistently and keep showing. With David Dotson's face on top of her face. The telephones that these channels hold telephones, they're the only ones holding a telephone to the right, but yet in the rear view, in the mirror that's reflecting their hand, it's a whole different hand. Oh, Trish. Yeah, let me see here. Trish. I think you're right. Trish. Oh, yeah, it's not Tina. Trish. Yeah. I don't know how I kept with Tina. So what you're seeing here is the same cylinder-like that I'm showing you Summer Moon Wells showed me, right? So here I'm telling you, let me make this smaller. Here I'm showing you Summer Moon in a cylinder. This is what I'm showing you in all of these. This is Don B's, and these are from, I forgot which one this is. This is from one of the families. But this kind of information matches, like Don B showing the vacuum in the trunk. Excuse me, is no fucking vacuum. Why doesn't anyone see that this ain't a vacuum? That's in Don B's trunk when he's talking about Kylie Rodney's case. This is no different from any of the other pictures I'm showing you of the victims. When I see pictures like this, I think of the shed. I think that that the children have seen these and they see these things. And the piece of property here changes and the wood changes. Like, things shift during this video and move. And the only reason I notice that is because I look and notice structures like this. I watch structures like this in videos because the information never stays consistent. I just see it. Things move. And this to me would be something that the authorities would have to pay attention to. Because I do believe it gives the same kind of information as when they show Don Wells's property. Because there's deep fake. Yeah, the windows. Let's see. Yeah, they all shift. When they showed stuff like this, this is a bunch of nothing. Nothing. It just speaks and it shows elements, and his property is never staying the same. It changes. What I watch here is the red bucket. So when I look at this, here, it's the red bucket. It's the cars. It's this. Here is the vacuum that I'm talking about, that just shows up within the videos, and it's always the same. Will you close that? Always the same kind of a vacuum. Now, are they going to be vacuuming? Yes. Yeah. But the information that appears backs up that I see that they're doing something that goes beneath the ground, that is a cylinder-like object that gets pushed down in the ground through these tubes, and it's something where they do with this new construction. They're always doing new construction. And it, as stupid and fucking difficult as it is to say, because it sounds so ridiculous, they do this for the resurrection. They're building, you know how many houses? If I were to count how many houses have been built between the families that I follow, I would say it's hundreds. Oh, we're going to do a walkthrough of our new house. Look what we're building. Look at the shed that my husband's building. And they're always doing it. They're all builders. They all build with the sheds and the wood, and they're all doing the same thing, you guys. And they're all going back and forth from the same places. Same ages, they're all from the same group. They're all from the same kind of religious group. Jody Sue Brown is a really good source for me to speak over. So I don't know anything about her, right? I don't know her. I can't judge her, but her videos are just as loud to me as Candace and Don's and Benny's and Andrew Hilt's and Ernie's and the families. It's always showing me bits of information that comes back to Ben Hill Road, comes back to Beach Creek. There's a tie. It comes back. So all the way to the right is Dolly Vision. Dolly Vision's videos give me the same information as Jody Sue Brown. Dolly Vision's videos always have hands coming out of the bottom of his car. They're coming out of nowhere. Benny's, we have thousands of images probably. No exaggerating. Because I have almost 1,000 videos, so... But Andrew Hilt, his videos are consistently giving me backup information to the missing children. His videos consistently give me information like that from the fake cars. That's coming from under the car. There's a hole in the ground. Now, I just try to show you guys good images so you see it. This is something that I have dozens of pictures of Dolly's car like this. Understand that it makes no sense. But in the meantime, here I'm going to change the coloring so you guys could see it. In the meantime, there are ways that they get away with moving these children. There. And these fake cars, the car to me is the deep fake. But underground is the truth. So every time I bring up these stories, it brings me to the tunnels underground. It brings me to a hole in the ground. It brings me to beneath the earth. It brings me to beneath the homes, beneath the shed, beneath the car. It's always going under the ground. Nothing is coming from above. It's coming from below. So, however I break this shit down, I'm constantly going from underneath the ground. It's always coming up from the ground. Up from the ground. Benny is always pulling things up from the ground. These kids, to me, are always sitting in the same holes as I see within the fake car. As if they're sitting in blackness. But they all have the same equipment surrounding them, you guys. They're strapped in. They're being taken. And this is what it looks like. Remember Trish showing images of a room? Oh yeah, Trish had a lot of stuff. But notice, stop. Notice this. Notice this. Notice the windows. That's not outside a normal window. Look at the background of this child's car. Look. Really? Look. This child, what I'm trying to say, is like sitting in there, in the blackness that they show in these fake cars. Just like Summer Moon Wells was. Sitting in these fake cars. Now, they're trying to tell us that this is summer and this is summer. I notice always these. And they're always having the same color scheme. But they're not the same child. Again, this is from one of the families. Their children looking like this. When I watch these videos and grab images, a lot of times these families' images are real obvious, and I want to grab them like I do here, right? This here is the Beeson Bunch video. That's fine, whatever. I have a hard time looking at this because it reminds me of the hole in the ground. Right, this is the same piping. It's underground. See the head? See the neck? Does this look like he's having fun with his kids at a jungle gym? No. So, yes, we have a pic like this of summer. Every child we have of this, of Michael Vaughn, every child that we talk about, I have a picture of a pipe going through their heads. Period. Do you understand? The pipes go through the heads. So this here, you guys, is no different from any other video or image that I show. Let's see. There's some new people here. Let's see. Here's piping. Here it's just her covered in white. There's piping around her neck. I mean, it's always white shit. Here's the thing that he has on his neck on Summer. It's right there. So that so these are the same stories. I'm not just showing shit to show shit. I'm telling you that these are the same stories. You see? And they're constantly telling the story. Here's the baby. There's the mother's hand. Hey, hey, come here, come here. This is yet another station, and I think I showed this the other day. I don't remember. And they show imagery. Let me go back here. That goes through the head as well. These things, these are sacrifices, you guys. I don't know how else to say it, but these are just images of sacrificing. And when I show you pictures of, like, again, Ryan Upchurch in the middle, and that's one of the families, I'm reading what's beneath the video. Like, they may have no freaking idea what I'm talking about, which is great, which is fine. But it gives me the opportunity to tell you the story. You know? And this here, with the thing in the head and whatever's going on with his neck, is the same situation as, let me turn it around, is this. What I just showed you. This is this. It's the same thing. It's telling me the same story. And the children that are victims recognize this to be true. This is this. So we all know Ryan Upchurch's head doesn't have a fucking pipe through it. We know that he's not connected to this equipment. But what I'm telling you is his videos spiritually give me information. They just do. And that's it. That's it. It's not like nothing more, nothing less. Here's what the whole picture looks like with his eye. Just shows me the same information, that's all. As, again, back to Candace. Back to Don, back to Candace. Candace is the one who showed me the truth from the beginning. Candace is the one who showed me the car. Candace is the one that showed me the elements. She did it. She showed it to me. She showed me how the heads come up from these dark holes. She is the one who shows it to me. She's the one who painted me the first picture about the children. These photos are old. But these photos laid down the elements for me. She laid down the elements for me. She is the mother of Summer Moon. Every video, every element, every small little drawing, every little pencil drawing, every little mark on her face, everything that she showed became elements. Because those are the elements that consistently showed over and over. You look at her. You tell me that that's really her. You tell me that that's really her? No. There's one eye missing. And it's not questioned. It's not looked at. Nobody cares to question this woman. Take a really, really fine look at her. That happened to her daughter. An eyeball gets taken. And she shows it, you guys. She shows the story in which I have the story built around what was told to me. Candace has it in each one of her videos. You do, Candace. I don't know who does their videos. I don't know why it looks like this. I don't know. I don't know why I look at this and I see Benny Keys' head laying in the corner. I just don't. So it's not about these people. It's about the fact that their videos speak the children's story. You see? And Summer Moon, there are vehicles that people use, spirits use, to speak the truth. And one of the things that they are always using is fake cars and all of these people's videos. His mother did a video, was in a video a long time ago. And she was in this girl's video, up church, out while on, I don't know, in this girl's video. This this information here is what I have been showing you guys. This information here, I just showed it to you earlier. Let's see. Date opened today. Idaho series. Wait, I'm trying to see. I'm not going to find it. This here shows me this same information from the Idaho 4 and from that guy who does videos. He shows the same critical information. And if you look at the mother's face all the way to the left, it's got that same look at it as the Idaho 4 person in these videos. See, all of this tells me that somebody knows the story. The imaging and the elements are all here. Let me see if I could fix this. Oh yeah, here, wait, I fixed this picture. Here, now you'll be able to see the mom. So the mom's face winds up looking like the guy in the Idaho 4. See? And that's her in the middle, but yet that's the Idaho 4 guy on the side. They're the same image. That's what I see. I don't see a difference. I have many, many, many videos from this guy to the right. He spoke about the Idaho 4, and it was a very strange video. Molly Golightly in the car reminded me of someone sitting in that same hole. And this was her very last video. She was sitting in this hole. I don't see her doing anything else but surrounded by this hole. I don't see this as the front dash of the car. I see that it wraps around her. It wraps around her. Oh, thank you, Muffin. Thank you for that super chat. You're the best. You're the best. Wait. See? This is... She's sitting in it. You see how it wraps around her. Why the fuck would the front of the dashboard be wrapped around her? Why? Because it ain't the front of a fucking car. It's wrapped around her like Aaron Carter's. That's Aaron Carter. And that's Molly. Aaron Carter's video turns into what you see to the left. Ooh, weird. I kind of see Benny. Oh, weird. Oh, weird. Oh my God, it's... Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Oh, weird. This is supposed to be Aaron Carter. Who is that in there that I see? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who is this? Holy shit. All right, here's this person in here. The hell? Right? This person. That person. Oh my God, it really fucks with my eyeballs. And the one on the right is Molly in the car. Like, Molly's video. Yes, it's like two. And Aaron Carter's video. To me, people may look at this and be like, I don't see anything. That's okay. Tell the same story. It's like the same, like Aaron Carter and Molly Golightly are in the same place. Okay? So let me see if I could change this a little. Here, this is Molly's. Like, they're telling the same story. This is her wrapped in her car. And Aaron Carter. So I see spiritually that Molly totally knows what happened to Aaron Carter. That's what I see. And it's the same thing. Like, I believe, I'll never, obviously, not talk about the Molly, but the images beneath Molly. This shows the same thing as Aaron Carter. Even what's behind Molly, that thing behind her, Aaron Carter has the same thing. It's a whole person, right? It really screws with your eyes. Like, you gotta like cut that top off. It looks like the actor from years ago. Thank you, guys. Aaron Carter. Wow, there's a lot of photos in there. And this here, I want to show you a close-up. This is one of the babies that were born in these families. And that tube there is there some of the time, and some of the video it's not. So do children have those when they're born? Yes, but it doesn't disappear. I think that pulls blood. These are the videos that I do see that the YouTube company has generations of children that support whatever's going on. And these teen pregnancies that they show that have millions of subscribers, it's the ones that have millions of subscribers, and they become friends, and they have all these little babies. I see this as, it's like I see all this as like a pyramid, like pyramid scheme, like a pyramid scheme. That someone's on top, then it trickles down to these young kids and these families, And they're all doing this for the same purpose. They all have the same kind of video images that show up that I call elements. Yeah, the hands. I showed these hands because they were so obvious. But these are the kind of videos that I'm pulling apart. And I'm recognizing housing. I'm using this as example. This is brand new. This was just posted. Correct, Muffin. This was just posted. I mean, I'm just using this as an example. Not about them. I'm not saying that they're putting people under their house, blah, blah, blah. I'm using this as an example. That's it. When I saw this, it reminded me of Don Wells's construction. And in his construction, he had the same kind of thing. So, again, I'm not saying that they have doorways and shit underneath their house. What I'm saying is this is, to me, a lot of ways of how they do this. Wait. That putting things underneath the houses and doing whatever they're doing for the resurrection, I believe it does go beneath houses like this. Like it goes underground. Like cracking cases. This is one of the pictures from cracking cases of them in the car. When I see stuff like this, and I see images like this, it brings me to the same space, you see. And I've just seen this so many times. These maroon boxes have been shown to us for a very long time. You know, that's supposed to be him sitting in his car. What's the difference between that and Aaron Carter sitting in his car? To me, there's no difference. It's underground. It's telling the same story. And it's underground. It's fucking underground. And I think it's just so ginormous. And no one is touching it, right? They're just not touching it. And the Idaho 4, their videos showed the same thing. Like, wait, hold on. I'm still on live. You good? Okay. Okay. If you look here, see the heads that are showing? There's no difference. Like, it really does complete a story. So if I were to brighten this up and show you what's in Cracking Case's video, it's constantly the same story, you guys. And wherever these holes are in the ground, whatever they're doing with these rituals and information and these humans and these babies, and I'm telling you, is it has to do with new construction. these squares, these frickin' squares, have to do with new construction. You see? And Don Wells is the one who first told me the story about the construction. Don Wells did. Don Wells told us that story from the beginning. He had new construction going on. Right? So here's Benny underground. See these pictures of Benny? You guys, I have so many photos of the same situation. Why? Right? And this to me is the same thing that I showed Don Wells doing his house in his construction. I have hundreds of videos that you guys can look up. Literally. And you're going to see the construction. Here, Don Carnival, Don Wells. There's so many problems. I have so many pictures of him. Not that one. And then I have Don B shit. I think I showed this. Underground. That happens to be Benny Keys' backyard. So I took a snapshot of, I have a video, a really good video with this, but what I did is, wait, let me open this up a little, this is when he was talking about summer, and I know that stuff was put underground and hidden and put underground, and when I saw this, I sent this in to the authorities. I did. I'm like, this is the stuff I'm talking about. You need to dig. And it's not going to be obvious. Like, this is covered with cement. It's not going to be obvious where to dig. I showed this earlier. And I see these children again. Underground. I see the elements pop right up. The elements are the ones that are bright. You see the number 5 or the E in the head. Wait, I'm going to brighten this up. I'm going to crop it in. The elements tell the story. And it's the elements that bring justice to the kids. So this is the little, what's in his head here. This is what I keep showing, this little maroon box connected to this. That's an element, you guys. So whatever's going on here is going on here. That is a cookie cutter. So I guess that's my question to these families. Why is it that you all have the same cookie cutter of information, in your videos? It's the same information. Open this up. And it's a sick ass fucking story that I see. So, again, yes, again, what I see here is the same thing that I saw up here. Let's bring it back. Here, crop, turn this, it's the same thing that I see here. This. And the little teeny element and cross and piping is right there. So when I show things, I pull it all together. So to me, he's sitting in the same car that has, like what I showed you, Molly Golightly was sitting in. That here. These all have these, like that. Like that, to me, it's no different, you guys. It's not like they're changing locations. This stuff, to me, is this stuff. It doesn't change. It doesn't shift. And I see this as they're underground and they're looking up at plexiglass, and that's how they get filmed. It's horrific, horrible stuff. But these kids are looking up, high up. Spiritually speaking, they're looking high up. They're not looking up a little bit. They're way down. They're low down. They're low. And they're looking up through plexiglass. Up. See their teeth? The thing in the mouth. Look at the neck. The V on his neck. See the neck? Right over here. I've shown this right here. And his teeth. Her teeth. I see them on steel maroon flooring They're in boxes as if they're being moved in like containers. And they're hidden in there. They get moved this way. They're hidden. They're like within. They can't be found unless someone tells you where they are. And what I'm saying is someone knows where this is. See, look beyond her. That is not a couch. This is supposed to be a couch. What I see is that metal ground, like the inside of like a container, like one of the containers that move on railroad tracks. Like it's cold. It's cold and it's metal. And this is the shit that's shown. That's what I see. And they're not in good shape. So when I look at the child to the right, and I mean to the left, and I see that V on that child. This, is it here? Let me see. No, let me see. That's the same V. Wait. It's a cookie cutter. Wait. It's the same V that I just showed you on Ryan Upchurch. This V here. So this here is a it's on his shirt. Let me turn it. I'll show you. This V here that's on his shirt, I'm going to turn it upside down. This is the exact cookie cutter V that I was talking about. It's on his shirt, but I can't see where I took this from. I know it was on maybe Ryan's hat. Oh, okay, wait, I remember. It's when I was showing the multiple faces. Way in the beginning. Come on. Here it is. That is what I'm talking about. When I see that V, that's what I'm talking about. These things. I see them as symbols. And I see this child is down under, and these are pulleys. And I see, when you see the kids on a swing, and I say, it reminds me of the swing that they get pulled on. Well, that's what I see here. I see the ropes for the swing. And it just reinforces what I'm talking about. These kids travel. And the stories are there to be told. And the children, it's just very deep rooted. It goes within so many YouTube channels. But they're all connected, you guys. There's a connection. There is a connection between them. Michael, I didn't do anything to this picture. This is what's in his picture. I didn't put that there. I didn't put this in his story that was on this channel News Nation. That's in News Nation. Who the fuck put that in there? The common elements, you guys, show themselves no matter what I do. I can't stop it. What I can tell you is that there are people out there within the YouTube community that know the story. They know the story. And all those people are doing is just raking in the money. That's it. They're not telling the story. They can't tell the story. But why is it that nobody's communicating about it? They're not communicating about it. There's so many images, you guys, within the images. The YouTube creators and so forth, and the families, and they're all the same. Pay attention. Pay attention. The root of all evil. The reason I'm here is to bring the story that I see to be true to the surface, to teach others how to understand and see the truth beneath the deep fake. Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. It is there. It's beneath the deep fake. And so help me God, I'm going to find a way to get out there, to show you guys what to do on location, to show you what to do to go within these locations that they're showing on these YouTube channels that I promise you don't exist. That I promise you that what we saw of the Wells home is not the Wells home. Nobody is going out there. Well, that's what I want to do. Thank you all. Thank you for the super stickers. Thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you for tonight's presentation. Again, I can't be doing this without you guys. I can't do this alone. And I feel surrounded by all of your love, all your support, and everyone that is here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be back sooner than 6 days. Talk to you all soon. Good night, guys.